Okay, so the essence of this is that are you allowing yourself to be able to get into the frequency of the emotional range? The emotional range is going to be able to have the depth. You've got your emotions triangle that I've got, which is the emotion is beneath the feeling. But the ability to be able to resonate within that element, you're going to, if once you hit the emotional range in your emotional preparation, emotional activation, whatever ways that you call the ability to be able to get that emotion activated, you're going to be able to have both the feelings connected, you're going to have instincts going off, you're going to probably have some imaginary stuff working, your imagination is going to be activated, you're going to have spontaneous desires to start coming up. There's going to be stuff because your emotions activated. So are you willing to be able to put that into your acting work and switch from the self-focus over into the focus on the other actor? So we're looking at the ability to be able to activate your emotional responses by yourself prior to the acting, and then trust that you have the ability to have that act reactivated by the other actor. So you're going to trust that frequencies actually attract. Now, there's a repulsion and attraction element in acting. Now, the repulsion of a moment, you might take 2 or 3 steps back, and there's something that repulses you within from the other actor, and you want to be able to give both the other actor and also insist that you have the freedom yourself of that movement within the acting scene. You want to not be in a cardboard cutout where you have to do the demands of the other actor. You want to be able to be in that ebb and flow of the flexibility so that you're actually able to be repulsed by some things that they do, but at the same time attracted by things that they do. And that's the dance of being able to deal with the attraction and repulsion at the same time. And both actors need to be able to have that freedom within the acting scene. Look, resonance by itself is going to be something that you want to be able to create this ambience within the acting scene. The ability to be able to stay connected to the other actor is going to achieve it. There's going to be an emotional impact. You're going to have voice inflection. You're going to have the emotional depth. You're going to be all this subconscious stuff that's going to go on with yourself, and the ability to do this rests in your comfortability of what you're willing to be able to allow the other to be able to put you through an experience. Now, a lot of times, you're with an actor in an acting scene, and you'll be in a circumstance, and the circumstance alone will put both of you through this element. Both of you will be in the situation, and both of you will have your own responses to what the circumstance is, which, by the way, is really good acting. It's decent acting. It's good. It's going to work out where you basically have, so the audience has both of your reflections and the reflections of the other actor to see how you're actually responding under the imaginary circumstance, given circumstance, or the acting interaction, the acting scene. So when you're looking at you're working with frequencies, we're dealing with the emotional responses, we're dealing with the ability to let go of our subconscious elements. We're looking at being able to not judge ourselves when we're working off the other actor. We might have responses in us that are surprising to even us. This is elements of that we are able to work through the whole topic here. The frequencies of attraction are going to be active, where we're working so that we are open wound or an open fuse for the other actors can affect us, but still within the limits of or the protection of freedom. We're still in a free environment where we have ebb and flow. We have repulsion and we have attraction. We have the ability to be able to let our instincts go where they go. And this is going to build up this synergy within yourself and the other actor. The word frequency is actually a good word to describe acting interaction. You want to be able to not only have the ability to have this help activate your frequency, you want to also have the ability to be affected by the other person and also by the situation. The power of vocal vibration is obviously important, but that's something that's going to happen in a lot of cases. That's going to be something that's going to just be automatic. The breathing of yourself with your acting scenes going to be something that's automatic. But this is all stuff that you want to be able to put on the other actor. The ability for them to be able to affect you. And then when you're affected, you've got that repulsion and attraction element where sometimes you're going to be repulsed. Sometimes it's going to be attraction. Sometimes it's going to be repulsion. It's going to swing back around. You're willing to take that emotional ride. You're willing to make those adjustments, and you're malleable to the so you're not controlling the other actor's motions. You're literally working with the dance of the acting scene. You're literally working so that you're able to make the adjustments, and also with your personality reflecting, is it something that's attracting you? Is it something that's repulsing you? Mastering resonance is going to be able to help you find your authentic emotion. Authentic emotion is critical. This is key. You're going to deal with this in a way that's going to be able to empower you to release your opinions, your feelings, and your emotions into your work. And you're going to be able to achieve this by actually putting your focus on the other actor and having the connection that you have to the other actor actually affecting you to the depth level where you're able to have these responses that are just going to continue to work with you. Look, a lot of people don't understand that talent is the ability to activate emotion. And a lot of times emotion is one of the most hardest things for people to see with the naked eye. Directors, creatives, and hopefully yourself, when you start working on the ability to focus on emotion, and when you start working on the ability to see it, you're going to start seeing what only possibly the camera could actually capture. You're seeing it accurately. You're seeing the ability for this to be able to work in a way where you're seeing the elements and layers and contours of the emotion, where it's actually able to go in ebb and flow. You're going to stay alive in the moment in your acting scenes by being able to take in this concept that frequencies attract. Frequencies are always going to attract one another, but the attraction might be a repulsion, and the attraction might be all kinds of different variations. Let me just double check this. I've got reasons to knock on the door. I did do a count of this. I think it's about 2,400 reasons, but it's actually 1,200, and then there's like 2 or 3 different sections to every single reason. So I've got this listed so that there's one main reason, and there's like 2 or 3 other things that you add to it. So I'm always talking about when you're doing your emotional preparation, when you're doing your activations, emotional recall, I don't care what you're doing to activate your emotion. When you're working with it, you're going to add elements. So you go into the first element, then you go into the second element, you go into the third element. So you're getting deeper and deeper and deeper into your work. Excellent book. Definitely work on this. I would say do this about 1 hour a week. 1 hour a week, you work on knocking the door, and it might be even every other week. But you want to definitely put time on being able to do this. And then you can mix it up with the emotional preparations books. The emotional preparations books are over 700 very, very, very solid emotions for acting. And you can isolate each one of those into a resonance and a frequency. It should go without saying, but it's important to say. And that is that when you're involved in an acting scene, you're going to experience stuff that you're not going to necessarily identify. And the ability to be able to identify what an emotion is and be able to do that in real time is a real skill set in acting. So that's the reason why, that's one of the aspects of the reasons why you want to literally go through those books. You want to read through all of the emotions. Don't feel like you have to go through the book page 1 to 700 or in the 3-book series. Skip around in the book. You have one emotion you look up. Maybe it's anger, or maybe it's let me look. Let me think about it. Regret. Let's look on regret. So you look at regret, and then the regret might mention that there's like 2 or 3 other emotions that kind of connect regret. Then you look through that regret, and you look and start to examine that, and you start to look at yourself within that element. And then you'll go to the other, instead of regret, maybe you're looking at despair. Despair is sometimes part of regret. So look at despair, and you read through despair, and you work on that. And you're looking to see if you can figure out things that will activate your emotions to be able to get this thing done. Look, there's a lot of things to cover in acting, and please let me know some of the stuff that you're interested in, and we're going to get this done. Thanks.